Today's date is February 25th, 2012, and I just got to eat my lunch over here in front of Ralph's. My salad, as you can see. Minding my own business. I'm making this video file today in order to help people understand what I'm up against. I'm literally fighting the San Diego Police Department, the DA's office, the prosecutor's office, probably internal affairs by now. Two major universities and the businesses that they have engaged in gang stalking activities for them. So who do you think is going to win? Me or them? They're in the very powerful positions in the community to where they can create all kinds of falsified documentation, lies, use anybody they want in the community to call me crazy, because this is literally how they operate. I have the manifesto right now of a gang stalker who went offline, typed in who they are, what they're connected to, who they're connected to, what they're about, and how they operate. It flat out says the courts are their favorite place to trap a target. Using psychiatrists, judges, doctors, you name it, police officers. And the whole goal in these type of expeditions is to make sure that the crime is expedited and protected. And since it's organized crime within the system, who do you think is going to get help? We're talking about social services, county mental health, police officers, fire department, EMS. If gang stalking, if you can go to Google and type in organized stalking in universities and get 5 million responses, who do you think is going to be able to get help in this situation? I'm all alone. Who do you think is going to be able to get help? Do you really honestly think that since this has got human trafficking aspirations and motivations attached to it, do you really honestly think that the Board of Regents, who's, trust me and tell you something right now, the people that run the DA's office don't run the DA's office. They're told what to do by the power positions in the community. Because it's all based on money that's generated by the tax dollars, or the tax base, that in turn pays their salaries and their pensions. And do you really honestly think that the police officers that have been involved in this, do you really honestly think they're going to tell the truth? No, they don't want to lose their job or their pensions. They got families to take care of. But here's the thing. I had hopes of having a family one day too. And they literally robbed my ability to have children. You know, I was just reading an article in the San Diego Reader, volume 41, number 8, February 23rd, 2012. And there's an article in here about a pizza guy who was at work minding his own business, and a guy who turned out to be nothing but a spoiled rich kid. He came in trying to rob the place, and the guy that was working subdued him, called the police, and since he came from an affluent neighborhood, he pretty much got away with it all. And the guy who was subjected to this robbery fought the DA's office non-stop to try and make sure that the felonies weren't dropped, and that the criminal got charged and sentenced in reference to the actual crime he did commit. And he flat out says it in there that if he says he gave up on the DA's office, that it was nothing but total 100% orchestrated politics in reference to how they let this guy go because of where he came from. He came from an extremely affluent neighborhood and who he was. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who on the last day of his governorship released the guy who killed a person over at City College, over at the university. I think it was SDSU, I'm not sure. Because he was related to a politician. You know, these people literally go after anybody and anybody they want to. They tear down their lives. They make them destitute in order to exploit the destitution. Google two people right now. Erica Gilmore in gang stalking or organized stalking, and Ramona Lopez. Do it. You'll see what they do to us starters. We are average little average everyday human beings. Okay, just going about our lives, who were eyeballed by criminal organizations, and then what they did was they found out where we lived through the stalking, and then tore our lives totally 100% down in order to exploit the effects. Well, now all you have to do is Google organized stalking and universities, and when you see 5 million responses, are you going to really honestly say that these types of crimes aren't going on university campuses? And then when somebody like me literally not only gets proof but posts it online, who do you think they're going to go after? The whistleblower? To protect their ass? Hell yeah, they will. And they'll call me crazy, they'll call me delusional, they'll call me mentally ill, they'll call me paranoid schizophrenic, or delusional, or bipolar, or that I should be on medication for depression or anxiety or ADHD. This is what they'll do. And they'll use county mental health or the doctors in nearby hospitals, or they might even use organizations that I run to for help to try and box me in and screw me over. And then when I start to identify how they're involved in it, how they were covertly and intentionally used to screw me over, they'll really call me crazy. Google gang stalking in homeless shelters. If they got the power positions to infiltrate charities, homeless shelters, churches, if they got the power positions in the community to get the business community to harass a target for them, do you really honestly think that they cannot infiltrate an organization? Look at what happened with the Penn State thing. Look at that situation very closely. 3 things. One of the DAs that took the initial complaint about Jerry Sandusky ends up missing. His computer ends up missing. They find the computer but without the hard drive, and the guy is still missing. Okay? Then when Sandusky finally got caught and it got out of hand where they couldn't contain it, they arrest him. Then they bring him before a judge who's literally connected to the very charity that Sandusky was plucking kids from to rape. Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. University campus saved over at Penn State is lying through their teeth. And the reason why that crime was allowed to go on for years and years and years and years and years is because it was protected. Who do you think killed the guy in the DA's office when the first initial complaint surfaced? They were protecting the institution to protect the dollars. You would not believe. See, I don't know how much the average American citizen understands what kind of money is really generated at these universities. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah. So I tell you this today, American citizens, is that when we look at the amount of tax base, about the amount of money that a university brings in, I'm going to tell you another thing right now. The average American citizen is totally 100% duped in reference to the kind of money that a university actually really does bring in, and then how they have the audacity to turn around and literally use state taxes to help fund universities. A university brings in hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Literally. I mean, they bring in millions. And then they turn around and use the state tax dollars in order to help fund the operations of a university and to pay the salary of the president and stuff. Do you see how it works? These people are nothing but wild, vicious snakes. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. Right now, I literally have flat out online proof that I'm being gang stalked in San Diego. I go into the San Diego Police Department and attempt to make nine separate reports on 9 separate dates, physical reports, and they have been denied each and every time, even though I have proof. And then when I pointed out finally to the detective that the video that MTS sent me was altered, and that people in the community are also acknowledging that it's altered, like a professor over at SDSU who's a professor in communications who specializes in videos and images, posted it to first post. The very first video MTS sent me, they sent me 2, both were altered. Okay? And so I literally told the detective that it was altered, and you know what he called me? Delusional. Yeah. Because it's mentioned right in the Gang Stalker Confesses Manifesto. You can find online that police officers are directly associated and connected to gang stalking expeditions. I don't know how clear I can say this. Google gang stalking in universities, gang stalking in social services workers, gang stalking in police officers, gang stalking or organized stalking, and police falsify police reports, gang stalking in corrupt mental health, gang stalking in county mental health, gang stalking in doctors, gang stalking in hospitals, gang stalking in jails. Just do it. Also type in, when you type in these descriptions, also type in organized stalking, because organized stalking is actually the better word that it's called, is the word that you can type in where you'll get more in-depth information concerning it. I'm still calling it gang stalking because that's the first word I ran across and have been using for the last few years. But I've had people have been targets for a long time tell me that it's actually organized stalking. Okay, I gotta stop this video. This is just a video to inform the public, San Diego public, of how extremely we're talking about felonious behavior to the extreme that is happening to average American citizens who did not do one thing wrong. We're literally taken out of their home to be exploited, and they can get no help because of the type The harassment that people like me endure throughout the community is done to break us down mentally and psychologically, because a lot of it is psychological operations. And it's all done to break down our will to fight. There's a lot attached to this that hasn't been described yet, and some has been described, but understand this and be very clear. When you go to Google and type in organized stalking and universities, you're not getting 5 million responses for no reason. So I'm going to continue this video at a later date when it's more quieter behind me, and then help you understand. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm a human trafficking target. I'm an organized stalking, gang stalking target in San Diego, California, and the San Diego Police Department is 100% directly, intentionally, with complete malice of forethought, pure intent, obstructing justice, and directly connected to this expedition, and are 100% protecting it, as well as members of the District Attorney's Office, Prosecutor's Office, and more than likely by now